Ah, damn it, Crash! I'm trying to do the running in circles bit from Mario Sunshine, but I can't do it if you won't stay in a straight circle. Come on, Crash. You know there's nothing more fun than running in circles, so why don't you run in circles properly? Well, now this intro's ruined. Well, hey, that would actually make a great intro too. Anyway. Alright guys, it's Totino's Overdose here. Back again with Crash Bandicoot 2. Cortex Strikes Back. And this time we're gonna go back here in Hang 8. Because there's another thing we can get here. Alright, here we go. So, you know those time trial timers that now appear in all the levels you've cleared? That was originally introduced in Crash 3, but here in Crash 2, there was a precursor to that idea. And it shows up in this level. After the first checkpoint, you're gonna see a timer will appear. And we're gonna have to race that timer to the end of the level. And we'll receive our reward. Make sure you don't get any checkpoints, because checkpoints will... checkpoints might nullify this. Well, only if you respawn at a checkpoint. Okay, yeah, here we go. Be sure to get that Aku Aku. It's gonna come in handy if you're rushing through it all. If you're gonna go at scenic speeds, might as well have some extra protection. In there. Okay, well... well, anyway, this was an early form of... Why can I suddenly not make that jump? I made it just fine before. Alright. Well, as you know, this is Crash Bandicoot, so there is going to be a lot of deaths. As I said, 145 deaths in total were had back in Crash 1. 17 of them were from Stormy Ascent. At this rate, this might as well beat that record. I gotta be more careful. But I still wanna explain my fun fact. Oh, this is no time to explain fun facts. I gotta try my best here. Okay. Yeah! Oh, nah. Come on. Come on. Yeah! Okay. Alright. Whoopla! Remember to use your slide jumps. Slide jumps get you more distance than regular jumps. So if you got some large gaps to cross, then slide jumps are your friend. Yeah! Alright. And with that, we earn ourselves a second gem. There's a gem. And yeah, we get to see the Crash dance again. Yeah. You can skip it, but why would I? Anyway, as I said, here in Crash 2, instead of a world map like in Crash 1, we now have a hub world. Each floor of the hub has 5 portals to levels, which are internally labeled Monty Hall in the original PS2. No, PS1 version, what am I talking about? This being, of course, a reference to, well, the game show host Monty Hall. Anyway, with this new structure, we can do these levels in any order we like. But for the most part, for the purposes of this LP, I'm gonna do this in the regular order. So next up, it's gonna be the pits. Break lock boxes with a well-aimed body slam. The pits. So we're facing an army of Kid Icarus fans, or whatever, I don't know, yeah. Yeah, like that. That's a joke. That's a joke they made on Party Crash. That's a joke they make on Party Crashers. Hey, there's a TNT. I've got a fun fact about TNTs. In the Japanese versions of all Crash Bandicoots, since they don't know what TNT means, the TNT crates are marked with an icon of a bomb instead, to let them know that this one is explosive. Here we see another variant of a turtle. This one has buzzsaws on its back, meaning stomping it is not a possibility. However, a good old-fashioned spin still works. And here, like in Cortex Power, here we have a split path. So, let's try going right first. Here, got some more turtles. More buzzsaw turtles. Turtles with buzzsaws. We're gonna start mixing up the varieties. So, you know, you jump on this one and you spin the buzzsaw one. Oh, but here we have some crate outlines. And here we get introduced to an annoying element that shows up a lot in Crash Bandicoot 2. And that is backtracking. Certain levels in Crash 2 will have split paths, but both of the paths have crates. Meaning, in order to get all the crates, we have to backtrack and hit that switch crate right there. We're gonna run towards the camera. And of course, since there's no boulder pressuring us this time, we tend to take it as slowly as possible in order to make sure, ouch, that doesn't happen. Yep. Well, I just died to the basic Goomba-like enemy of this game. That's a new embarrassment. Okay. Well, dying to the game's Goomba once would be fine, but I'm not gonna die twice to it. Which, when I say I'm not gonna, that means I've already done that. I've already died to an armadillo twice. Which means I'm gonna have to be extra careful this time. Okay. And that's back to the split, where we can now traverse the path on the right with no enemies. Since we already went and cleared out this path. Only this time there are those 2 extra crates we have to come back for. Now, it's not particularly annoying in this level, but man, there's gonna be some worse instances of this later on. This only serves as a warning of things to come. Anyway, other than that, it's just gonna be more of what we just saw back in Turtle Woods. So, you know, bonus time. Oh, right. Here's a new type of crate. This is an armored crate. Requires a body slam to break. This is where we get to show that Crash can now also crawl under tight spaces. Alright, here. Alright, we break these. Boom. We activate this one here. Will give us this extra life. And whoopla! And we'll get back here and grab these extra lives for us. Like that. Whoopla! Whoopla! Okay. And that's it for that bonus stage. Is there still enough of this level for me to explain a fun fact? Nah, it doesn't seem... We seem to be at the end of the level. So, we'll just fight off these moles. And that was the last crate for this level. And... a spin can give your jump some extra height. Remember that. Remember that later on. Boom. There's our gem and there's our exit. Blah. Aye. Whoop. One crystal covered in earwax. One gem covered in earwax. Yeah, do the crash dance. Hit that yoinky sploinky. The crash dance is definitely a yoinky sploinky. Yeah. You can see on the side what the level has to offer. Not all levels have 2 gems. Some have only 1. But you can see here that Snow Go has the red gem. Since this gem slot here is colored accordingly. Alright, anyway. Next up, Crash Dash. Sliding can help you move faster. Yep. That's what I've been teaching you. Okay. So, as you might notice, we're running towards the camera in this level. And that's because we're running for a boulder again! Yeah, so this level, yep, it's like those boulder levels back in Crash 1. It's fairly straightforward stuff. Well, don't accidentally body slam when you're trying to slide. That will lead to dumbass mistakes. Okay. Yeah, but they're still, they're teaching you that you can get some extra speed from sliding. And there we just hit a landmine. Surprisingly enough, out of all the obstacles in this game, landmines do not kill. They merely stun Crash, so that he might be crushed under the boulder. But those electric fences, those definitely hurt. And here, more nitro crates. Remember to keep your distance. Alright, beyond this bridge lies safety. And this platform takes us to a bonus round. Here we see steel crates on steel jump crates, but that's something we've seen before. Alright, you know what? I'll bring up another fun fact. Okay. Well, blind me did not notice that TNT crate back there. I thought that was a regular crate. I did not do that on purpose. As I said, I'm trying to keep the death count low. Alright, anyway. Here's a fun fact. Back in Crash 1, they had a series of ads showing a guy in a Crash mascot costume showing up to the Nintendo headquarters with a megaphone, to show off the PlayStation and its latest flagship title, while taunting Nintendo with a "Hey plumber boy, your worst nightmare is here." Here we have speed boosters. they're gonna make Crash run in the direction they point towards. Good for gaining some extra distance. Yeah, but man, video game ads back in the 90s used to be weird. They had stuff like that, the guy who ate himself to death to advertise Yoshi's Island. Yeah, remember that? Yeah. Anyway, that's enough about that. There is our gem. And there is our exit. Alright. There's our crystal. And there's a gem. Yeah. Woo! Alright. So, Cortex said he'd contact us again after gaining the 5th crystal. However, back in the original, another Cortex conversation is supposed to occur here, but that has been removed from Insane Trilogy. The conversation goes, listen up! We are not without enemies. Some of them you may even recognize. Although they cannot harm you inside this warp room, they can attack you on your way to the next one. To get up to the next warp room, use the platform that appears in the center of the room. Good luck! Yeah, so originally, to activate the boss fight, you'd have to get to the elevator here in the center and then move up to the next floor, and that would trigger the boss fight. Here in Insane, in this spot where there was originally a save spot where you could save the game, now you can save just by pressing the button that brings up the save menu, which looks like this. That has now been replaced with a portal leading to the boss fights, meaning also boss fights can now be rematched. But anyway, it's time for a fated re-encounter with a familiar foe, Ripper Roo. He shouldn't play with nitro boxes, neither should you. Alright, and it looks like Ripper Roo did in fact get his higher education after all. He's gonna take his walking cane and use it as a pogo stick. He's gonna create a series of TNT tiles that count down, and they'll go boom in a chain sequence. The explosion reverts him back to his normal form. And he'll use his feet to create a series of nitro tiles. Keep your distance from those. Wait for him to stun himself with them. That's your window to attack. Boom. Now we just do the same 2 more times. And here's a fun fact about Ripper Roo I didn't get the chance to explain earlier. Ripper Roo's laugh in the original Crash Bandicoot games was a stock sound effect. It was re-recorded, like all the voice work was redone for Insane Trilogy, but most notably Ripper Roo's laugh was... Okay. Okay, did I seriously just die to the first freaking boss? Man, I'm really not at my best today. I was so excited to finally get to do some more recording today. Alright, blow yourself up. Boom. Well, yeah, but Ripper Roo originally, in the original games, had a way crazier laughter, which was a stock sound effect from a sound library. Like, all the voice work was redone here, but it's especially notable in case of Ripper Roo because his new laugh is not a stock sound, but an original one made specifically for him. Yet, honestly, I think the stock sound really suits him better. There could be like an option to enable the original Ripper Roo laughter. But fortunately for those of us who missed the original sound, someone made a mod that implements the old sound. Alright. Okay. Alright, now we'll wait for the TNTs to go boom! Alright. And now we just watch out for... We just keep our distance when he plants those nitros. And he's gonna go... Boom! Yeah! That's hit number 2. Okay. Alright, now just don't get blown up here. That is very important. Okay, good. Okay. We should be safe right here. Boom! Okay. And boom! Yep! Ripper Roo just got ripped a new one. A second time. And that's the first floor done. Now that we've cleared the first floor, we can now use this elevator to move on to the second floor, where another set of levels awaits. And alright.
I see that Ripper Roo failed to prove much of a challenge yet again. But back to business. There are crystals to be gathered, 20 to be exact. The planets will align shortly, all 13 of them, and this will create a power great enough to rip the Earth apart. Properly utilized, however, the crystals can absorb and contain the energy.
Crash, is that you? I've been looking everywhere. I don't have much time to tell you this. You have to be careful. Trusting Cortex seems a little unwise, Crash. I can't keep the data path open much longer. Crash, you need to...
Alright. Well, I don't know what Coco was trying to tell us here. But, speaking of Coco, we now get to play as Coco from the future. Yeah, we can now swap Bandicoots at any time. Just like in the Insane Trilogy version of Crash 1. And also, I think this would be the time we try the time trial mode again. Here in Turtle Woods. Alright. So we get to briefly show off Coco again. With just a cosmetic difference, nothing else. But anyway, let's activate that time trial by hitting that clock. And just like in Crash 1, in these time trials, you want to break these time crates in order to stop the timer. This feature was originally introduced in Crash 3, but it was retroactively added into Crash 1 and 2 here in Insane Trilogy. The slide move here lets you go a lot faster than you could in Crash 1. So that already makes this a little bit easier than it was before. Okay. Alright, and you should remember to use a spin to get some extra height in your jumps. Like this You can skip the mole encounters entirely. Hopla! No. Like... come on! Okay. Come on! Okay. Okay, is that enough? Yeah. Go, 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 go. What do I get? Probably a blue. Yep, I got a blue. Whoopla. Whoop! Aye, there's a relic. And Coco has her own variation of the crash dance as well. Yeah! Alright, anyway. We can swap them at any time. But now... here, on the second floor, while I want to do these levels in the regular order, we're gonna take advantage of the non-linear structure to do air crash first. Before we take on Snowbies. Alright, so it's time for air crash. A perfect run up to a death platform makes it appear. So yeah, here in Crash 2, while the colored gems no longer have the perfect run challenge to acquire them, that doesn't mean there's nothing that has a no death requirement here. As here in Crash 2, a new addition is skull platforms. And yeah, I purposely missed a few crates there. Not because I didn't notice them, but because we don't have to get them all now. We can't really get them all now anyway. But what we can do is get this crystal and then wait for those platforms to get back up. Hopla. And then enter the skull path. These are secret paths that are accessed by reaching a certain part of the level without dying. Much like the colored gem challenges back in Crash 1. Except it's fortunately not the entire level anymore. Because that gave us quite a bit of a headache all the way back in Crash 1. And that's it for this secret zone. There's a gem as your reward for completing it, and there's our exit. Whoopla! A crystal and a gem. Yeah, yeah. Hoo, ah, inch, 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 inch. Woo! And with that, I think we've done enough for this video. We've already reached the 30-minute mark, so I guess this would be a good place to end it off for this episode. So, next time we'll move forward with our journey to get the crystals for Cortex. And we'll see everything else the second floor of the hub world has to offer. Like this cute polar bear here. But until then, that'll be it for this episode. And I'll see you guys back at the next one.